episode 8, Trev's Wrestling Show, here on Trev TV. I'm the Trev. Y'all know that. Tune in if you're watching. That's too sweet. Anyway, we're going to be a busy playlist this weekend, as far as the wrestling playlist is concerned. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I'm doing a Double or Nothing video Friday, and this is not the Double or Nothing video. This is something completely different, actually. And I brought notes. 20 years ago to the day, Owen Hart passed away. And this isn't necessarily me trying to explain things. This isn't me trying to say, well, this person's responsible or yada, yada, yada. It's not that at all. This is just my memories of the man. The guy I saw in the ring, on TV and in person a few times. A couple times at Northlands Agricom, once at Skyreach Center, which later became Rexall Place. And the one at Skyreach was the last time I saw him in person. But anyway, as I said, this is more just me spouting off my memories of what I remember of Owen Hart. My earliest memory is actually pretty early. I believe it was 92. When he was in a tag team with Coco Beware. Might have been later. But I think it was 92. And they were called High Voltage. And they were silly neon and checkered pants and jackets. I believe he started that with Neidhart beforehand. But it kind of carried over to those two. And that didn't last long. Coco Beware was out in a couple of months, I think. They had pay-per-view match at Survivor Series that year, and they were just dropped, as far as I remember it, and as far as what my notes tell me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm reading notes, not a script, a note. I remember he feuded with Brett for 2 years, in 93 and 95, and that was amazing. That whole feud was amazing. It was Royal Rumble 94, when Owen fully turned heel and turned on Brett. Basically, I think it was an elimination, or it was a tag team match that got completely miscommunicated, and Owen turned. They had a match at WrestleMania, I believe, where Brett put Owen over. It was the first match on the card. It was WrestleMania 10. Brett put Owen over before going to win the championship that night against Yokozuna. And so naturally there was the jealousy seed, and then Owen and Brett feuded some more, pretty much through the whole summer of 94. In tag matches and solo matches, Brett would team with Bulldog, and Owen would team with Neidhart. Or no, was it Neidhart? Might have been you. No, I think it was Neidhart. Anyway, they had a match at SummerSlam that year, which, when the Meltzer scale still meant something, it was given 5 stars. So, that's pretty impressive, don't you think? Well, back in the day, I'm sure it was. Now that you have 7 and 6.25 out of 5 matches, the Meltzer scale don't really mean as much, in my mind. They fought some more, and Owen even cost Brett the title at Survivor Series 94, when he convinced his mom to throw in the towel. A move that Backlund lost the title on. Now Brett lost to. And that was just, ooh. And then SummerSlam, or was it Royal Rumble 95, when Owen cost Brett the title against Diesel, who had beaten Bob Backlund probably, I think it was 6 days after. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it was 6 days. And then it was after the Rumble, Brett beat Owen, and then that was it for that feud, pretty much. But then he did go to WrestleMania 11 with Yokozuna, won the tag titles. They teamed on and off for the rest of the year, and then they went to teaming with the Bulldog. I forgot to mention, 94, he won King of the Ring, which was a year after Brett won it, which started his feud with Jerry Lawler. And at that point, Owen became the King of Hearts, which I think he's probably remembered most for, as far as catchphrases and gimmicks that actually worked. He basically dressed like the Hitman, but it was Owen. King Hearts. September 96, him and Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, team together and they win the tag team championship. I believe they won and lost it a few times. They also fought over the European Championship as they were the two finalists, which Davey Boy won. And, you know, they were starting to drift apart, but then Brett stepped in, kind of put them together again, and got them to join himself and Brian Pillman and Jim Neidhart, the Hart Foundation reunion. And I remember that lasted and worked till 97. But in between, you know, Owen won the Intercontinental Championship and lost it to Stone Cold in probably something that's pretty well known, the SummerSlam 97 incident where Owen broke Austin's neck. And I started wearing the Owen 316 I Just Broke Your Neck t-shirts. Admit it, you wanted one. If you're around at the time, you wanted one. I did. Just because it wasn't Austin 316, it was Owen 316. But they did win the they did lose the tag team championship to Stone Cold and Dude Love, Mick Foley, for those of you who don't know who Dude Love is. Then you had Survivor Series. And let's not forget, Owen lost to Stone Cold that night, lost the Intercontinental Championship. I know a lot of the screw job is what takes over Survivor Series at that point, so I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Brett, Jim Neidhart, and Davey Boy Smith were all granted their releases, but Owen wasn't. And from what I've heard, from what I've read, he really didn't feel like he would have been properly utilized down there. Brett thought that, you know, maybe they couldn't match the WWF contract. So there's lots of different theories as to why it didn't happen. Ultimately, I don't think Vince ever gave him the release that he wanted, if he wanted a release. But he stayed after the screw job. At this point, we're going to December 97 into 98. He's feuding with DX. He's calling himself the Lone Heart. He's calling himself the Black Heart. He's getting very antisocial, and I mean, that was ultimately a really good character turn for him. One that I don't know if it meant to happen that way, but it worked. Like, he got over. He almost won the world championship off Shawn Michaels, but that's another story for another time. I believe he beat Triple H for the European Championship. Then he joined the Nation of Domination, which was strange. I mean, it almost didn't fit, but at the same time, the Nation benefited from his presence there, and they all feuded with DX at that point, where Owen was famously called a nugget by Shawn Michaels. I'm not going to get into the complexities of that. If you really want to see the Nugget promo, type in Shawn Michaels, Nugget, Owen Hart, something like that, and you'll see the promo, I'm sure. In 98 going into 99, he started a team with Jeff Jarrett. They won the tag team championship. Lost titles to Kane and X-Pac on April 5th. And the last time I saw Owen Hart live and in person, like I said, was at Sky Reach, which became Rexall Place in Edmonton. He was teaming with Jeff Jarrett. I don't remember who they were fighting, possibly because I was very stoned that day. I remember wanting to snatch the chain off Stone Cold's neck, and then I realized I'll get my ass kicked, so I better not. But yeah, if I had known that was going to be the last time I saw him, I would have marked out a little harder for Owen than I would have, say, Jeff Jarrett or Stone Cold or The Rock. You know, I mean, there you go. There you go. But if you knew then what you know now, right? Over the Edge 99, ultimately, that was the last we heard of Owen Hart in a wrestling ring. Not to get too over-glorified on it, but basically he had an accident and a bad fall and died on the way. So, sad, sucks. They didn't stop the show. They kept the viewer informed. I found out through MSN chat, which was how I was keeping up with the pay-per-views at the time, because people would actually go on their computers while the pay-per-view was on and type in the match on MSN chat. And only thing that I read for about 5 minutes, Owen Hart is dead. Owen Hart is dead. And of course, I didn't have pay-per-view at the time. Not going to get into why. I did what I would have done normally with stories like that. I searched the web, and there you go. Next night they had Raw's Owen, which was 10 matches long. There was no storylines other than Kane and Undertaker. They had to do that. Lots of tributes, lots of flow of emotions, and Stone Cold even had a beer for him. All that fun stuff. It was sad, truly, truly sad.
All told,
the guy is in 6 Hall of Fames. Not in the WWE Hall of Fame. You won't see that happen for a while, I don't think. The George Thegros Lou Thez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, class of 2018. The Legends Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, 2011. The Prairie Wrestling Alliance Hall of Fame, 2010. The Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, 2019, so that's this year. The Canadian Wrestling Hall of Fame individually and with the Hart family. So he's in there twice. 6-time Hall of Famer. Take that, all you 2-time Hall of Famers. Who am I kidding? I'm not a Hall of Famer. He's also won the NWJ and New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship once. He won the Stampede British Commonwealth Mid-Heavyweight Championship once. The Stampede Wrestling International Tag Team Championship once. The North American Heavyweight Championship twice. Oh, and he's in the Stampede Wrestling Hall of Fame, so 7 Hall of Fames. The United States Wrestling Association Unified World Heavyweight Championship once. The WWF, because they were the WWF at the time, not the WWE. European Championship once. The Intercontinental Championship twice. The Tag Team Championship 4 times. Twice with Yokozuna, once with the British Bulldog, once with Jeff Jarrett. The King of the Ring, and a 3-time Slammy Award winner. So, not a bad career. I mean, you think of the man, you think of the what could have beens and what never was. I mean, ultimately, something like that should have never happened. It did, but it shouldn't have. It didn't need to. But it won't bring it back. And that's where the could have beens, never was come in. But ultimately, the guy was a great wrestler, fun to watch. Live, TV, didn't matter. And that's my memories of Owen Hart. So that's episode 8. Trev's Wrestling Show here on Trev TV. I want to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership means so much to me. Always has, always will. And I appreciate that you're watching. I really do. I'm glad I'm seeing a lot of good movement. Nothing but the best for a small-time channel like me. But if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like this, hit the thumbs up. It's all good. Feel free to subscribe. I think it's over here. I've been wrong. I've been pointing out over here the whole time. It's over here. Somewhere over there. Hit that subscribe button. That way you keep up with all my content. Feel free to find me on Facebook at Trev's TV. Feel free to find me on Instagram at rockstartrev TV. So as I said, I got at least 2 more wrestling videos coming this weekend. So we're going to be a busy little channel. And I know I've at least got 1 video next week. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Ultimately, that's the idea. I don't want to call it a plan. Let's call it an idea. And that's about it. So in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from Trev. Later.